organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, learn how your daily morning cup of joe isn't only boosting your energy, but landfills too.
And live in Africa and Iowa City, we take a look into one play's simultaneous performance.
And in sports,
what the Iowa women's basketball team took away from their loss in the Big Ten tournament.
All this coming your way next.
You're watching Daily Iowan TV. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Hannah Thompson.
And I'm Blake Jorgensen.
The man allegedly responsible for triggering an Amber Alert on Sunday is in custody without bond today. 48-year-old Kenneth E. Johns of Coralville allegedly child snatched his 10-year-old stepdaughter Brianna Kane from Solon. She was later found safe in Cedar County. Johns was held in custody in Davenport on 2 warrants before making an appearance in front of judges today in Iowa City. Johns is being held at the Johnson County Jail for multiple warrants, including a parole violation.
Backlash keeps coming for Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity at the University of Oklahoma. This video showing SAE members singing racial slurs hit the internet Sunday, and today the university expelled 2 fraternity members involved in the racist chant. University President David Boren took to Twitter to publicly condemn SAE's behavior and to express the school has a zero-tolerance policy for racist behavior in a press release. University President David Boren took to Twitter to publicly condemn SAE's behavior and to express the school has a zero-tolerance policy for racist behavior in a press release. The university and SAE headquarters have shut the Oklahoma chapter down. All SAE members are forced to vacate their house by midnight tonight.
And President Obama's former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton addressed the media today in regards to private emails she sent during her tenure. Outside the UN Security Council chambers, Clinton defended herself by saying that she thought it would be easier to use one email account, her private account, on a mobile device. She has released all her emails to the public after this became a controversy and admitted she should have used 2 phones with separate email accounts.
The Board of Regents will have a new student regent starting May 1st. University of Northern Iowa freshman Rachel Johnson will fill the seat, and Johnson will fill the position after University of Iowa student regent Hannah Walsh's term ends on April 30th. Johnson says the seat is a perfect opportunity to make a difference in the state. The Iowa Senate still has to confirm her appointment.
And the Iowa Board of Regents got to tour one of the newest additions of the University of Iowa campus, the UIHC Children's Hospital. Construction began in the fall of 2012 and is expected to be completed about a year from now. The approximately $292 million project is entirely funded without tax money, and the top floor of the 14-story building has a bird's-eye view over Kinnick Stadium.
2 theaters performed a series of plays together today, thousands of miles apart. Daily Iowa TV reporter Greta Miley takes a closer look at this cultural exchange.
One group of actors, directors, and audience members in Iowa City. The other group on a screen streaming live from Cape Town, South Africa. This is the concept of Book Wings, a performance that uses video conferencing technology to bring together playwrights, actors, and people of communities who are thousands of miles apart.
So I knew next to nothing about South Africa, and working on that play, realizing the kind of tensions and bridges at the same time between black and white, between gay and straight, between foreign and South African, was pretty great.
Every year, the series of plays takes on a theme. This year's theme, release.
I don't want to disappoint him anymore.
You did not give birth to that.
He is your flesh and blood, but you hate him.
I don't hate him. I hate what he's doing to you.
There were 6 plays, each 10 minutes. Director Alan McPhee said the theme is universal so both audiences can relate.
The question is pretty clear, and it is, how can we be free? How can we live, and it's a South African play, how can we be free in our country? And I think there's a reason to say that's true here as well.
The Theater Arts Department is hoping to expand the technology in next year's play to allow them to perform only one play, with international characters acting out scenes together from thousands of miles away.
Still to come tonight, find out how coffee is creating a headache for landfills around the world.
And the latest in Hawkeye sports, an inside look at women's basketball.
Tanner and Blake, you guys, I didn't wear a coat for the first time today, and it felt fantastic outside.
Driving outside with the windows down, nice breeze.
Got those temps going up on a Tuesday, Tanner?
Oh yeah, well after the fog cleared up today, it was a bright sunny day and the warmest temps we've seen this year. And I know what you're all thinking, it's March, the weather can go up, down, sideways, or in circles. Last year around this time, temps were in the 50s one day and 30s the next. But guys, it looks like this week we can expect sunny and 60s throughout. Take a look at what we got headed our way tomorrow, starting out in the mid-30s, but around the noon hour, that temp's expected to be up near 50. Should hit 59 degrees for your high. A comfortable night expected tomorrow as temps will sit right there around 45 degrees. And as we've seen, the skies look to remain clear all day. Then after that, nothing much to complain about. Some clouds rolling in here and there throughout the rest of the week and your weekend, but don't let that spoil the sunny temperatures we've got ahead. I like seeing those numbers in the 60s. That's right where we want them. Should send everyone to spring break in a good mood. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tanner. Now, whether you have one in your office or in your house, you've probably seen the little K-Cups everywhere. One environmental organization even made a video about how they hurt the environment. Reporter Abby Meyer has the story.
For many critics of Keurig, the convenient coffee maker has created a monster of an environmental mess. They recently made this video to show the environmental damage these little pods are cooking up because of these single-serve pods.
Well, K-Cups are made out of plastic, so they're based from petroleum. It's going to take them millennia to break down in a landfill, if ever.
What started out as an office coffee trend has quickly grown into family and students' lives. An estimated 1 in 3 American homes have at least one Keurig, if not 2 of these machines. According to the critics, this single-serve coffee convenience creates 10 times the solid waste than a standard cup of coffee from a drip machine. Co-founder John Sylvan stated in a recent interview that, quote, "I feel bad sometimes that I ever invented the K-Cup." Since then, Sylvan sold the company in 1997 for only $50,000. If all K-Cups that were sold in 2014 laid end to end, it would be enough to circle the Earth approximately 10.5 times. So what are some of the ways we can reduce the waste? Simple. Reduce, reuse, recycle. While it sounds simple, Jen Jordan said we need to start looking to the reduce factor to cut down the damages caused by these cups. Reporting from Iowa City, this is Abby Meyer with Daily Iowan TV.
Ride-sharing service Uber has the go to operate in Des Moines. The Des Moines City Council passed an ordinance yesterday aimed at regulating Uber. The Vehicle for Hire ordinance will apply to all limousines, taxis, and ride-sharing services in the city. Both Uber and taxi and bus service Trans Iowa had to make compromises in the deal, and a city attorney said nobody is happy, but both parties can live with the deal. Also new from Des Moines, children under 14 may soon be able to use pistols and revolvers under parent supervision. The Iowa House passed a bill today that could make this legal as well as block public access to names of gun-carrying permit holders. Also, it would legalize suppressors and change how to acquire and renew permits. It's unclear the response the bill will get in the Democratic-controlled Senate.
Iowa State University Director of Athletics Jamie Pollard suffered a heart attack Monday afternoon. Pollard was watching his daughters compete in a state track and field meet in the UNI Dome in Cedar Falls. Ambulance sent Pollard to the Allen Hospital in Waterloo, where he stayed Monday night for observation and treatment. Pollard remains hospitalized. Senior Associate Athletic Director David Harris is filling in.
The weekend was full of different emotions for Hawkeye athletics, between men's basketball senior night to the women's overtime loss.
And also the Iowa women's tennis team extending their winning streak after a tough match on Sunday. Laura Belanda and Taylor Bartz are standing by in the sports studio. Ladies?
Thanks, Blake and Hannah. That's some unfortunate news coming out of Ames. Inside the Daily Iowan TV sports studio, we have a lot to get to tonight.
We'll have more from the Iowa tennis court later on, but from now we hit the hardwood.
When the women's basketball team lost in overtime this past Saturday to Ohio State, lessons were learned as the team moves forward.
Moving forward potentially means making a run in the NCAA tournament, but for now, Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Taylor Brooks focuses on the semifinal game from the Big Ten tournament.
It could be said that the Big Ten tournament was a tale of two stories for the Iowa women's basketball team. After beating Nebraska in their first game of the tournament, the number 2 seed couldn't keep their run going. But for Melissa Dixon, her offensive production was completely different against Ohio State.
I think her teammates did a great job of finding her. They know, they look for her. They respect her so much of what she can do, and so sometimes it's plays and sometimes it's just by virtue of our offense, just working and them losing track of her, basically.
The 22-point finish by the senior wasn't enough to pull out the overtime victory to head into the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Another preceding problem as well, foul trouble. Sam Logic's 4 fouls in regulation kept her from any overtime play.
Yeah, obviously that's a crucial key with Sam not being in there, but I think Whitney stepped up and she did a great job playing the point guard in overtime.
You never want to go into overtime without your floor general. I mean, Sam's played every minute almost of every game this year virtually, and so you never want to be in a situation like that.
With the loss, there is still hope on the horizon for Iowa, as they will most likely get an NCAA tournament game inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, where they currently stand at 16-0. But that doesn't mean this one will not hurt more than usual.
I think as competitors, you're going to hold on to it for a little bit. Obviously, knowing that we were right there, end of regulation and overtime. Like I said, looking back on every single turnover, you're going to play that in your head a little bit. But you got to use that as motivation. We're not done yet, so you use that as motivation, but you can't dwell on it too long because you can't change it.
The Hawkeyes still have a story to tell as the NCAA tournament fastly approaches.
And there's a correction from Sunday's show. The Hawkeyes don't find out until this Monday, March 16th, what seed they are as well as who they will play.
It would be the perfect Cinderella story if they end up not only having one game in Carver, but possibly a second game as well.
Turning the tables onto another Hawkeye sport that is in a full swing is the women's tennis team.
This past Sunday, the Hawkeyes made a comeback to beat Kansas right here in Iowa City. Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Jordan Maloney has the recap.
After 4 consecutive losses, the Iowa women's tennis team showed up to compete this weekend, recording 2 home victories over Rutgers and Kansas State. Starting off their duel against Kansas State on Sunday, the second and third doubles teams were able to give Iowa the lead heading into the singles action. The Hawkeyes found wins in Ellen Silver's 6th singles match and the 3rd singles match, where the England native Anastasia Remchin came out strong, winning straight sets, putting the score at 3-0.
Really played some great tennis today. Her serve was fantastic, and she had a good day out there and competed well.
The rest of the victories did not come as easy to the Hawkeyes. The competition heated up as Iowa was able to force 3rd sets in the 1st, 4th, and 5th singles matches. Annette Dohanix was able to follow through with the help of her teammates.
It definitely helped to have my team cheering for me. It's always a great environment whenever everyone's here, so just them being here and supporting me definitely put me up against her.
The Black and Gold were able to come away with a 4-1 victory over the Wildcats, thanks to Dohanix's match-clinching win.
She's kind of been known to be a great clincher for us over the past couple of years, and today was no different.
Feeling strong, the team heads to Ann Arbor this Friday to take on Big Ten rival Michigan. That's all for now from the Hawkeye Tennis and Recreation Complex. I'm Jordan Maloney with DITV Sports.
That's a wrap for today's sports edition of Daily Iowan TV.
But make sure you check out tomorrow's edition as Iowa men's basketball coach Fran McCaffrey talks with the media about the upcoming Big Ten tournament that starts later this week.
Hannah and Blake, back to you guys.
We're excited to announce that the UI junior Stacey Murray is the next editor-in-chief of the Daily Iowan. Student Publications Inc. board members made the announcement Monday evening. Murray has previously worked as a Daily Iowan Metro reporter and editor, Daily Iowan TV associate producer, managing editor, and currently serves as the DI projects editor. Murray said she hopes to bring new ideas to the organization, including updating the website and integrating Daily Iowan TV stories with print.
It's really exciting for Stacey. I've worked with her for at least 2 or 3 years, so we're happy for her here at DITV.
Yeah, she'll do a good job.
And speaking of the Daily Iowan, make sure to pick up your copy tomorrow. In headlines, read about current UI student regent Hannah Walsh's plans after her seat in the Board of Regents.
And read about proposed legislation in the Iowa legislature that could change start dates for schools.
Now, before we go, we have Tanner here joining us. Any last weather updates?
Just that it felt like spring today. Everybody was outside. Everything was looking a little greener. It was really nice to see.
Absolutely. That's all we have tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow at the same time. And before we go, enjoy this video of the spring weather here today in Iowa City.